Hello there, ladies and gents. Are you ready to rock? I'm Liz, and welcome back to more Not 15 Mini Mega Base Railworld Nonsense Factorio. So, what I've been noticing recently is that this is not really a Railworld. The map is the official Railworld classification of a map, but there's just so many resources so close to home. Like, this entire area that we're in is a normal base in size. Remember, we are much smaller than we would normally be here. Like, take a look at these solar panels. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 sets of these solar panels, right? 30 sets of these green solar panels. That's 300 sets normally. This would take 10 times this space normally. These smelters. These are the smelter Mark IIs, the electric furnace Mark IIs. They're faster by default. This is significantly faster than it would normally be. You would not normally have a 15 crafting speed with this setup on each of these, or a 8.1. I have actually productivity moduled the steel and beaconed, and I put the modules in the steel one. 8.1 on these steel ones, and I could actually drive it up higher if I space these out a little bit further and move these long inserters into the middle space. Then I could totally fit in, right? Couldn't I? No, I would only fit 3 by 3. Yeah, that's perfect. 3 by 3. That's the size of a beacon. They're not 4 by 4, they are 3 by 3. So I could totally fit a beacon row in the middle of these if I did that. And I can make these even faster. So all I would need to do is move that inserter down there. So, like, our base is significantly smaller than it would be with this output normally. And it really does not suit a Railworld classification, because take a look at this. Like, this is the size of a normal base. Like a normal late game base, yes, but a normal base, and we just crunched it into the size of a starter base, basically. But this does not suit Railworld kinds of things, because we still have so many resources just right in front of us. Like, you should have enough resources in the initial little area to get your starter base up and running, but then you need to go out to, like, here to find more resources, or, you know, here to find more resources. That's what Railworlds are all about. And I don't know. I'm just kind of torn on the way this map is set up, and the general, like, I want to have to build out further and build more outposts and all that crap, but I have all I need within my walls. It just doesn't feel right to me, right? Like, it just doesn't feel like a Railworld. So what I'm thinking is maybe we build a rocket and then decide what we do from there. But before we actually conclude our decisions on that, let's take a look at a few things I've done. I might have shown you that I have expanded this. This used to be an iron station. There was iron here and iron up here, so it was 2 iron patches. We finished one, then we put the other one in, then we finished that one, and now I've put this uranium onto the station. So we're mining that. We finished off some other uranium. We finished this coal that was over here. I don't know if I showed you that, but there was a big coal patch here. We finished it. It's gone. It's done. It's concluded. What else is new? Oh, yeah, the big gaping thing here. I built a 3rd oil build. So we had the 2 oil builds that we had before, and I built a 3rd one. The refineries are just identical, except facing the opposite direction. We're just stealing water from these because we don't really need that much. If you take a look at this pump, it's not even pumping right now, because the refineries are running. It's just barely even pumping. It's not animating. So we're stealing water from that to feed these refineries, and also this cracker over here. But there's a slight difference on this one. We are cracking the heavy oil. We're not feeding it back into the main system. We're just cracking it directly into light. And then we're making solid fuel out of light oil and petroleum on this. We're backed up on light oil because we're backed up on solid fuel, so we're not actually, you know, needing to do anything here. But this is my solid fuel manufacturing. So we have 13,000 of it. And the reason we need solid fuel manufacturing is because, let's exit that and let's go on foot here. Where we had all of this uranium ammo, I've dropped it down to 3 factories, because we obviously built enough to supply all of the walls now. All of the walls are fully supplied with uranium ammo, and their chests are fully supplied, so I didn't need to produce any more of it. We just wanted to get that jump start on it. So now the situation is I wanted to produce me some rocket parts. So what I have going on here is I've dropped in beacons. Remember I said that we were leaving a space of 3 between the roboports and these guys on all of these assembly machines so that we can transition our mid-game make anything into the late game. Maybe not end game, but late game, sort of hybrid make anything. Yeah, the real purpose of that was we could just drop a few beacons in to speed things up a little bit. So we put speed beacons in on anything that's going to hit these guys. Some of them have more sources than others. And then we put productivity modules inside the factories themselves, and we are producing rocket parts. So we are full up on fuel, rocket fuel. We are full up on rocket control units, and we are full up on low density structure now as well, which is mighty nice. Which is fantastico. I've also collected all of the parts that I need for a rocket silo. 1,000 steel plates, 1,000 concrete, 100 pipes, 200 processing units, and 200 electric engine units. So let's just go ahead and build that. Rocket silos take 30 seconds to construct, and we're gonna launch ourselves a rocket. Then I'm gonna decide what to do after we launch ourselves this rocket. Whether we are going to proceed or not, I don't know yet. But I will make that decision once we've launched. So let's take a look at some of these other things. Last time we left off, we had built our green, red, and blue circuits. The green circuits are going smooth. In fact, we're not using almost any of these plants right now. They really produce a shit ton of green circuits. The red circuits aren't quite sufficient. I feel like maybe I should have doubled these after all. Like I should have put a red circuit on either side of the copper after all. It would have been really awkward trying to get chests for the copper, but I think it would have worked with just, you know, the one supply chest, and then we could have had a long inserter feeding into the other red factory. Yeah, either that or we could put a long inserters on both sides and have a chest for supply on both sides. We can even fit double long inserters if we really needed to. But yeah, I feel like the red circuit design could be a little bit better. An alternative is the red circuit design could just be a long design, sort of like these gears. Squeak through doesn't work right now. Like, see how in the mods that affect this building, the yellow text over here on the right-hand side, it says base mod and then enhanced map colors. Squeak through is not affecting it. Squeak through isn't affecting electric furnaces either, and it should be. It's not affecting these. Squeak through does affect some things right now, like it's affecting the oil build. So it does work, like it is still loading, and it affects the green solar panels. Yeah, advanced electric can squeak through. It does affect elite solar panels. It does affect regular solar panels, but it's not affecting roboports right now. So I can't really walk through these roboports. Did it ever affect roboports? Maybe I'm just insane. But I'm having trouble walking through roboports a lot lately. Like, I get stuck in them as if they're a wall. It might just be that we move so fast now when we're on concrete, because I'm always trying to walk between them when I'm on concrete. That might be all the situation is. Anyway, up here where we have the gear wheels, this is insane. So we have a stack inserter inserting plates, and we have a stack inserter outputting gear wheels, and we did that substation trick to make a substation fit in here by inserting from one side and then outputting to the other side. That way I can fit substations in on one of the sides between each one of them. I don't have to fit them on each one of them. I could actually space them apart, but by doing that it doesn't quite fit out as far as I need it to all the way across. With this size of a build, we would have to build it smaller or larger, whatever. But look at this. None of these factories are running because I just don't need the gears from them. Because take a look at this shit. Yeah. Yeah, take a look at that shit. I love it. I love beacons and productivity modules, guys. If you guys, if there's anybody here who is used to playing like late game Factorio and is used to seeing beacon builds, this is nothing new to you, but damn, I love seeing that so much. It's so much that we actually need the stack inserter pulling out. Otherwise, with a regular fast inserter, even with the stack 3 bonus, I can't evacuate the facility fast enough in order to keep producing. But yeah. We have definitely no shortage of gear wheels right now. We can actually expand production dramatically even further yet. So we've expanded oil, we've expanded this. I have my rocket silo ready now, so let's go drop her down right over here, I'm thinking. Somewhere like that, and let's give it a lit substation for some power. And we're gonna need some chests to feed into this guy too, so let's drop multiple requester chests. Let's drop 1, 2, 3 requester chests. And we don't need particularly big inserters on these guys. And you are going to get yourself, well, before we start feeding anything into this, let's give this facility some productivity modules, shall we? Yeah, there we go. And we could drop some beacons down and put some speed mods in them as well. That would help this situation too. So what's our current power on this? Yeah, 16.7 megawatts. Okay, that's certainly something. We want ourselves, they'll be in this, they're going to be rocket fuel and rocket control units and low density structure. How fast does it take to build one of these? 3 seconds. So rather than 10, let's do like 100. Actually, how many does it need to... Yeah, it uses 10. Okay, that's what I thought. So that's enough to create 10 crafts at once, which should be good enough. We're at 1% here. So yay. Awesome sauce. Let's get some beacons in here to help speed this up a little bit while we're waiting for that stuff to come in. Also, let's grab ourselves some speed modules. Do I have beacons on me? I think I do. Yeah, I've got 28 on me. That'll be more than enough beacons. Let's just grab whatever I have for speed modules. 79. That'll definitely cut it. Productivity, let's put those in my inventory too. 35 more. I do like to have them in my personal inventory. I don't like the bots sticking them in stuff. I like my bots sticking them in stuff, but I don't like the base bots doing it. And let's come on up here and let's drop some beacons down to help this speed up a bit. I don't really care about being particularly, you know, good with my beacon placement here. I just want some beacons. And let's drop a substation down here as well, and we can put some beacons down here. Out of curiosity, could we fit like another row? No. Well, I know you can't fit another row. What am I talking about? Alright, let's just drop one right there then. And let's speed module these guys up, shall we? Boom, 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 boom. Done. Holy shit, that's fast. Yeah, that's way faster than I was expecting. Okay, so you know what we're going to do? We're going to go ahead and put one of these guys on. And instead of getting 100, you're going to, like, pull 1,000 of this stuff. I don't think we can really pull 1,000, can we? It takes 10 stacks to get 100. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 1, 2, 3, 400 and 80. So we can only fit 480 in each of these chests anyway. So yeah, we're not going to fit 1,000. But holy crap skates! Like, that's insane how fast that builds with all of these guys. How much power is it eating? Oh my god, 50.4 megawatts for a single building. I've speed moduled, like speed beaconed rocket silos before for like massive mega base builds, but it never ceases to amaze me how much of a huge freaking difference it makes. You definitely want productivity modules in these guys though, because you want as many free rocket parts as you can get, because this stuff takes a lot of material. We're definitely not at the scale of being able to build a rocket every, like, you know, minute yet. But holy crap, is that, like, just redonkulous. About 900 megawatts current usage, 950, somewhere in that neighborhood. That's not even that ridiculous either. I'm used to, like, multiple gigawatt bases, so we're not even that ridiculous in that sense. But I had full chests over here full of these components, and I don't have no full chests of these components no more. They're still They're still cruising along as quickly as they can, but damn. Yeah. Okay. So, well, then what I need to do to finish this off and at least get ourselves some science, I'm going to need satellite, which needs low density structure, 100 solar panels, 100 accumulators, 5 radar. Well, the 5 radar is easy. I don't have them on me at the moment, but I can build them like nothing. So let's just build 5 radar. I actually have a chest with radar in them, but I can build them super quick, so it's no big deal. 100 processing units and 50 rocket fuel. So I'm going to have to wait till the rocket is built to get some surplus materials there. But let's just grab ourselves, you know, like 100 processing units out of the massive supply of processing unit chests. I have 6.9 thousand of them, so we had 7,000. That's pretty simple. And then accumulators and solar panels I have been preparing for. So our solar panel production is capped on green panels, and I haven't actually placed any recently. So I have lots of these guys. We're just going to take 2 chests of them. And then accumulators, I capped them at 100. And I haven't been placing them, so I can take 2 chests of them. And there we go. We've got 100 and 100. So now we're just waiting on the 100 low density structure and 50 rocket fuel. Which is going to have to wait until after the rocket is built, because, wow! It just devours the shit out of that stuff. Holy crap. 77%. Waiting on a low density structure, it looks like. That's fine. Cool. So, I don't believe I need to fix anything up real quick. I did upgrade these to the ultimate drills, ultimate mining drills. And they're just, you know, murdering this patch super fast. I realized at one point, I put these down. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 700,000 ore worth of stuff there. And I think there was like 3.6 million in that patch originally. Except it wasn't 3.6 million. It was actually like significantly more, because we probably had about mining productivity 10 to 12 at the time. And that means, you know, 20 to 24% more than 3.6 million because of the productivity bonus on the drills. So, yeah. Cool, right? Actually, do these ones get the productivity bonus? They do, plus 26%. Okay, good. So, yeah, there's actually a lot more ore there than you would think. And because we have productivity moduled our steel furnaces now, this is a lot more plate for the ore than you would normally think as well, for steel at least. But for everything else, we don't have productivity modules in any of those yet. I don't know if I'm going to do it. Like I say, I'm kind of disturbed by the fact that this doesn't really feel like a proper Railworld, and I kind of want to, you know, start a proper Railworld almost. And maybe not do the mini style, like not the mini format. Maybe we'll go for like big shit too, because this sort of mini style leads you to these very square, very vanilla, mundane kind of whatever builds. Very traditional make anything style logistics factory stuff and all that kind of stuff. You will try and do something a little bit not so straight and modular too. I don't know. Like I say, maybe we'll keep playing this one. Maybe we'll play this one for ages and ages and ages more. I'm going to decide after I launch this rocket. Speaking of a rocket, we are now at 81%, so I'm going to be back when we get a little bit closer to something happening here, because I don't really have a lot on the agenda at the moment. We fixed up our oil so we could build all of these parts, and otherwise, everything is just kind of going right now. We don't need to immediately build another outpost because, you know, they're so close to us, and I have enough throughput happening right now. That's another thing. I would love to have just more throughput going through. I don't need to build a new train station because, again, we're doing okay at the moment. Like, this copper train is full because I have too much copper in the system. I can't unload any of it. The inserters are waiting because there's too much copper. Like, with a rocket building and the rocket parts coming through and all of that crap, we still have 131,000 copper plates, 104,000 iron plates, 111,000 copper ore, 104,000 iron ore, 55,000 depleted uranium, Jesus, 7.4 thousand blue belt. That 7.9 thousand red belt is kind of useless at this point. What do you use red belt for? What do you use any belt for at this point? We are beyond belts. Anyway, I'll be back when we get a little bit closer to this rocket being constructed and I have a satellite ready to go, and we'll see some science happen. I'll show you guys some, whatchamaffuckit. It's called space science, 'cause space. Actually, should I pull this beacon back? I'm going to pull this beacon out, and we're going to put a chest down here. I'll make it a passive provider for now, and we'll put a filter inserter on it. And actually, you know what? Let's make it a filter stack inserter, because we're rich around here. And we're going to put in it some space science backs. And can I put that beacon back down? I only use 2 spaces. 3 spaces are needed to knock a beacon out. So yeah, I can totally put a beacon back down right there. And I can actually put beacons here and here as well and affect it. So let's do that. I mean, not that it matters. I don't have enough materials to build, so it doesn't matter that I beacon this up anymore. We don't actually need all of these. But what's the power? Oh, what's the power? 56 megawatts now. Yeah. All right. Anyway, I'll see you when we got this stuff together a bit more. Ooh, looky. We got ourselves a rocket build. Now, does it continue to build rocket parts after this? I don't think it does. No, it's not loading up any materials, so it does not. So now what we need are 50 rocket fuel, which we have access to. I already have 50 rocket fuel, I think. And 100 low-density structure, which should be no problem at all. So I've got 160 rocket fuel sitting in there, and a whole bunch more here. So yeah, rocket fuel, we're good to go on. It would be cool to just, run my trains on rocket fuel. Rocket fuel is fuel like anything else. You can run boilers or trains or vehicles of any sort like that need coal off of wood, or this kind of wood, like wood planks, or off of the actual raw wood, or you can run them off of wooden chests, or off of small electric poles. Possibly some other stuff that's not coming to mind right now. Maybe not. You can run them off of coal. You can run them off of solid fuel, which is, better in many ways. And you can run them off of... these are all recipes, so they're not going to have any of that stuff in them. Or you can run them off of rocket fuel. And rocket fuel is the best. Rocket fuel actually provides an acceleration bonus to vehicles as well. So does solid fuel, but rocket fuel's is better. 180% acceleration bonus. I think it has an effect on top speed as well, if I'm not wrong. Anyway, I need 50 rocket fuel, and then for the satellite, we're going to need ourselves 100 LDS, and we're good to go. Well, I've got 30 of it sitting here, and 2 of it in this. So it's going to be a couple more minutes to finish off the LDS. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll see you in a couple minutes. I'd like to point out while we are waiting on the last low-density structure, I have 50 of it now. We're just waiting on 50 more. That the supplies that fuel these, like for example, plastic bars, full. That's low-density structure right there. We have 2 factories fully moduled and beaconed. Well, partially beaconed, sort of mid-tier beaconing, not super good beaconing. But, the 2 factories running on them, and this is still cruising along. Take a look at our plastic production. Some of it is backed up. It can't even output. That's what the yellow dots mean. It means it can't output. Input is fine. It's not starved for resources. It just can't output. Coal as well. Nice and full. This belt is still saturated. We're good to go there. What else are we using for this? Well, we're not using lube in anything that goes into this, I don't believe. We need steel for it, though. And if we take a peek at steel, yep, I've got factories that aren't even running here. In fact, only these first, 3 of these factories are running actively right now. And we have 37,000 steel, so, yep, steel is no problem. Do we need batteries for anything in it? I don't think so. We need processing units and speed modules for something. So no, we don't need batteries, but we have that backed up as well. Let's take a look at the petroleum. Petroleum, not depleting at all. And petroleum is feeding both plastic and solid fuel for this build. But not out of this tank. This tank of petroleum isn't feeding anything up there. Crude oil. Crude oil is feeding both plastic and solid fuel and whatever batteries we need for this build. And it's going strong still with just this one section of pumps. I don't even have beacons on these pumps with speed modules. I just have them speed module 1'd. Speed module 1s, not 3s, 1s. in all of these pumps, and a lot of them are backed up and can't pump. So we're good there. Solid fuel, I now have 4 factories making rocket fuel, and I'm dumping the solid fuel from these guys into this, and then I'm dumping from this way, so that it always keeps the stuff over here next to the light oil full, if possible. And we just drained the petroleum completely, right? Yeah, we did. Good. And now light oil is what's backed up again, so I'm fine with that. And we have 16,000 of that, so we're not really depleting that either. I could balance this better. Like, I could not just dump it all over here, and then these guys would actually use light oil, and then these refineries would run, and everything would produce. Like, these 4 factories that can't produce right now would produce. But I don't need to, because we're just not running out. So our resources are fine. Let's take a look at our iron and copper. 132, 103, 110, 104 ore. Yep, it's fine, as long as, like, you know, the actual deposits don't dry up, which this one's getting close to, but I have another one down here as well, 1.2 million left in it. And then I have more iron inside my base still. I have this patch, I have this patch, I have this patch. That's over 1 million there. This patch here is almost 1 million. I have this patch down here, which is 1.7 million. So yeah, I've got tons more iron in base, and I've got just 8 shit tons of copper. Like this here, multiple millions, like almost 10 million copper still in base. More than 10 million, I think, if you count this. Maybe not. Lots of coal as well. Like resources, no shortage there. We're gonna be fine for resources. The trains are bringing them in fine. I still have 2 of each backed up here, and that means I have 2 of each on the stations just waiting to unload. So yep, no problem there. Uranium is fine, although we don't even use it anymore. Coal is fine, no issues with that. This outpost is still going. Holy crap, that's amazing. So yeah, it's like nothing. We have rockets in full production right now, with the rocket parts over here in full production. I did double, like I said, the rocket fuel production, just in case I do want to run trains off of it or something. And we have no throughput issues at all at the moment, which is damn nice. Let's take a peek after that little bit of a walk around and evaluation. How much LDS have we picked up? Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, you know what time it is, guys? It's time to build a satellite. Building a satellite takes 3 seconds, hardly any time at all. And then let's, you know, load it up in this rocket silo, shall we? Where the fuck are you, satellite? There you are. Okay, so let's take a peek at this. In addition to any infinite tech, like worker robot speed, which needs 1,000 space science packs, which is interesting because I get 1,000 space science packs for launching a rocket. So worker robot speed 6 costs 1 rocket in order to get. Also things like power armor Mark IV, which is not infinite, but it is a very, very high-tech modded item. Needs 5 times 1,000, needs 5 rockets launched to get power armor Mark IV. That's nice. But things like orbital ion cannon needs 2,500. So you need 2.5 rockets to get an orbital ion cannon. And then another 2,000, no, 4,000, because this is 2 each, to get auto targeting for that orbital ion cannon. Like these mod items are super good. But this is how you get that white science pack, the science pack that you use for any infinite research in the game. You launch a rocket with a satellite in it. And boom! This is the moment this campaign has been building up to at this point. Prepare for loudness as this rocket blasts off. We're not going to use the follow rocket whatever nonsense. We'll just zoom out and take a peek. Goodbye. Bye-bye, Mr. Rocket. Smoked me a kipper, I'll be back for breakfast. Which just finished the game. I love how you get achievements every game. Like, the achievement for finish the game. You finish a game, you get it every game, because the achievements are, like, on a per save basis. So this save has its own achievements, and a different save has its own, and a different save. So, you know, build 10,000 circuits or whatever, you'll get every individual game. The beat the game thing, you'll get every game. We had time played 68 hours. kills. Oh yeah, okay. Big spitters. Our base. Let's be honest about this. Our base killed about 27,000 of them. 22,000 big biters. So big spitters was the big guy. Behemoths only 1,868 behemoth spitters and 1,598 behemoth biters. Man, those uranium round turret Mark IIs shredded the shit out of them. Because normally with these kinds of numbers on behemoths, I would expect some turrets to get destroyed every now and then. I very rarely even got the alert that things were taking damage once I put those uranium turrets up. They are that fucking good. 1,300 or 1,213 trees, very cool. Very few small stuff though. The small ones just go away so quick, don't they? So many big ones though, damn. 14 rocks. We killed 14 rocks. Only 12 worms. 7 fish. 2 medium worms. I killed a lighted medium electric pole and a medium electric pole, ladies and gentlemen. Very good. Alright, well, I think I am going to start a new factory. I'm going to keep this save, and I am going to maybe continue playing it sometime. But I think I am going to take a little bit of time and then start a new factory. And instead of one of these, like, you know, very like modular, whatever, very tight packed mini setups like we did on this one, we'll go for something a little bit bigger, and we will go for a real Railworld. Maybe I'll use RSO. I really hate RSO, but I do like that it does, you know, give you much more spread out resources. So maybe we'll use RSO. It's a mod, Resource Spawner Optimize, I think it's called, or something like that. I don't know. I'll just do a little bit better world setup next time, I think. But for now, I think that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully we'll be back to Factorio very soon with a new world, or maybe continue this one. Probably a new world. I'll see you then. Bye-bye. Yummy science. Space science packs. Space science packs. So many of you. Hurry up and empty so I can stop talking like this. Come on. Come on, baby. Victory is mine!